He's a hockey reporter with Rogers Sportsnet. He's, of course, one of the hosts of Kenny and Rennie Show podcast, and we like to claim Sean because he also worked here in CBC Manitoba. Hello.
Hi, Marcy. It's great to talk to you. And yes, you have every right to claim me. Everything I am as a journalist comes from my time spent in that building.
Awesome. You're much more talented than you're giving yourself credit for, Sean. Listen, I am clearly still sleep deprived from that game. As exciting as it was, I think we really need to sort of settle down now and look at round two. As opponents, how do the Stars compare to the Blues? Why don't we start there?
Well, on paper, they would be a lot more formidable. The St. Louis Blues were the last team to book their ticket to the playoffs in the Western Conference. The Dallas Stars had a very real chance of catching the Jets for the President's Trophy pretty late in the season, where they kind of fell apart towards the end of the season. I think a lot of people thought that they were walking wounded and primed to be taken out by the Colorado Avalanche. That almost happened. They, just like the Jets the night before, had a bit of a miracle comeback. Not quite as miraculous, but an amazing story, all in the same to get to the second round. It may be a little bit hard to tell. The Blues, although they were an 8th seed, were really, really good. I mean, all you needed to do was watch that series and see how tough they played the Winnipeg Jets, and the fact that they had them on the ropes and at one point a 99% chance of winning that game before miracles happened. But on paper, if we were looking at this very subjectively, you would say that the task just got a lot more daunting for the Winnipeg Jets in playing the Dallas Stars.
So where are they going to, if they beat us, where are they going to beat us? Like, is this Hellebuyck has to be top notch the whole way along? I mean, obviously everybody knows we're going to have everything clicking, but I'm wondering, where are they strongest compared to where we might have some deficiencies?
It's a really good question because, this last series, as good as the Blues played, Connor Hellebuyck didn't have a good series, and the Jets still won. The Jets shouldn't have been able to win without Mark Scheifele, and they still were able to win. So, I mean, this is one of those ones, and honestly, I hate it when, players and coaches will answer questions back at me like this when you ask about that it's not about them, it's about us. That it's probably the same thing here. Like, the Winnipeg Jets seem to have something special in the way that they did what they did. They've been doing that all year. As surprising as it was for them to win that game, it shouldn't be surprising because they showed time and time again throughout the season that they were a team capable of doing that. The last time they played the St. Louis Blues, they did that to them, tied them late and beat them in overtime. But sorry, you want to say something?
You know why I'm interjecting? Because I'm interjecting so we can get a sense of, like, if Scheifele were in and Hellebuyck had it buttoned down and we're like not leaky, so to speak, inconsistent, right? Would we be evenly matched with the Stars, or are we still having a tough time against this team?
Well, on paper, no. On paper, the Dallas Stars should be the more superior team, but the Jets were the superior team in the playoffs. In the regular season, and down the stretch they were as well. So, I mean, I guess it's a way of saying, no one looked at the beginning of the year and thought the Jets were going to win the President's Trophy, and they won the President's Trophy, and everyone thought that they were going to slow down at some point, and they didn't slow down, and everyone thought at the end of the season the Dallas Stars were going to catch them, and they didn't catch them. So the Jets are kind of one of those teams that are belying what people would think of them. So the Stars, if you take a look at them up and down their roster and compare the two rosters, you would think that the Stars are deeper, maybe have more high-end power, but the Winnipeg Jets keep finding ways to surprise people or prove people wrong, more along those lines. So, I mean, the Dallas Stars are capable of doing it. And it could be this kind of series where the Dallas Stars end up winning in 5 games and everyone says, okay, the slipper, the other shoe dropped, the slipper fell off. But the Jets keep giving themselves a chance, and they do it by playing a really honest brand of hockey.
So 2 more quick questions. One is, if after this series, there's a lot of bandwagon fans, and I'm not going to apologize for being one of them. I watch every second of the playoffs. I don't know all the names of all the guys during the year. But if after this series we were going snuggarood, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who on the Stars are we going to be like cursing because they're just awesome?
Well, the way things end in the last series for the Stars, it will be Rantanen, a guy that the Jets were interested in picking up at the trade deadline, and who was a longtime player with the Colorado Avalanche, was part of the team that frustrated the Jets in the playoffs last year with the Colorado Avalanche, who got sent away before the trade deadline, ended up in Dallas, and was the key guy in killing the playoff aspirations of the Colorado Avalanche, as he had a hat trick and an assist in the last period of a Game 7 where they had their own comeback to topple the Colorado Avalanche. He's the kind of player who's been great for years. And a lot of people didn't think would get going. He's going now. He's one of a list of many. Jason Robertson has been their own injured guy out of the lineup who could step back in. Their best defenseman they got through the first round without in Miro Heiskanen. And their goaltender, Jake Ottinger, has the capability of playing and besting, a guy like Connor Hellebuck, who Jordan Binnington did in the first round. But again, the Jets found a way.
Last quick question here, and more of a statement for you to confirm or say no, not so much, is I understand that their arena is going to be a little bit more subdued, though, than what we faced in St. Louis.
Well, the St. Louis, give them props, give them credit. I've covered them a couple times in the playoffs. Formidable building, and it was for the Winnipeg Jets. You could see they struggled in it. Not quite whiteout levels, especially what I saw in that Game 7.
Yeah.
Dallas will not have that kind of environment. Good environment, but what you'd expect from most sports environments. What you saw in St. Louis was amazing. What you see in Winnipeg is supernatural.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, Sean. Nice to see you. We'll see what goes on in this series. Take care.
Thanks for having me.